An extreme amount of courage for someone to go up against that. The kind of courage we need in Senate District 2. The kind of courage we've had. And the kind of courage that makes us proud to be Democrats. That's what we need. I'm not going to take much time. I just want you to know that Arlyn Bradshaw is that person. And he will serve you well, and he will be a great senator.
I'm honored to have Jackie's support as well as all those others supporting me. And I want to thank my fellow candidates as well. I've known Ben since we were undergraduates at the U, and Mark and Brian I've only just met. So, most importantly though too, I want to thank you, the delegates and activists of Senate District 2. Your involvement in this process is crucial. You help us keep democracy alive in Utah, and your participation in helping us choose our next senator is vital. Because this decision was not made before Senator McCoy resigned. This decision was not made by a political machine, discouraging qualified candidates from running. This decision will be made today by us, the Democratic delegates of Senate District 2. That is in fact one of the myriad of reasons that I chose to run today, to provide the delegates with a choice. I also chose to run because of the different perspective I will provide as a senator. I know what it's like to be a gay teenager in a rural town. I know what it's like to spend my summers waking up before dawn to move irrigation pipe on the family farm. I know what it's like to strike out on my own at the age of 17 because the community in which I was raised was less than accepting. It is with that background that I came to Salt Lake City in pursuit of a college education. And despite opportunity since to go elsewhere, I have chosen to remain here. I have made Senate District 2 my home for over 10 years, and I have consistently worked to make this a stronger, more accepting, and more equitable place. As a freshman at the University of Utah, I led the Lesbian Gay Student Union as we petitioned the administration to establish an LGBTQ resource center on campus. After more than a year of trying, we were successful. For more than a decade, I have promoted the candidates and ideals of the Democratic Party, beginning as a volunteer and eventually serving as executive director. I have also promoted and volunteered for Save Our Canyons, because unlike our new governor, I believe in climate change. And I believe that public policy exists to curb it. Currently, I serve on the board of the Planned Parenthood Action Council, helping to educate about women's health and ensuring that comprehensive sex education is finally brought to Utah schools. Today, I'm very emotional, if you can't tell. I have worked at the federal, state, and local levels of the legislative process, and I too know the intricacies that go into the making of laws. Key in that process are the establishment of relationships. I also know every one of our Democratic senators, and I consider each to be a friend. I also have working relationships with many of our Republican senators, not the least of which is current Senate President Michael Wada, with whom I have worked in his private business practice. And to be perfectly honest, not one of those Republican senators is as conservative or intimidating as my own father, Bishop Arlyn Bradshaw, with whom I have had some success in changing his views about those awful Democrats. My experience as an openly gay individual should also not be discounted, because as Senator McCoy has demonstrated, there is in fact a difference between having an openly gay person work with the conservative senators and having them work, having the senators work with an openly gay individual and having them work with an ally is not the same. Now, let me be clear on one point. I do not believe that a Senate district belongs to any one group, or any ethnicity, or even a political party. But I do believe in the uniqueness of this district and its ability and tradition to send individuals to the Senate that do not fit the traditional Utah mold. We've sent the Senate its first African American, its first feminist, and I was here 5 years ago when we elected Utah's first openly gay senator.
But we didn't know it.
I think we did, actually.
Until after.
Well,
Once we're here, do it.
anyhow, that aside, I'm almost done. But I just want to share with you that, this past week, many of us received a letter assuring us of the preference of the business community in this race. Well, I do support business, and I believe strongly in a vibrant downtown, which is the reason I've chosen to make it my home. But I say to you now, business always has and always will have a friend in the legislature. I am a voice for those who have not been so fortunate. I am a voice for the homeless in our community. I am a voice for the 65% of Salt Lake City school students who are on reduced school lunch. I am a voice for women and the protection of their reproductive rights. I am a voice for the Salt Lake property owner who just had to pay a 5% increase in their property tax because the Republican-controlled legislature decided to split the Jordan School District. I am a voice for all of our minority communities who don't see people like themselves on Capitol Hill. I am a voice for you and all of the constituents of Senate District 2. Today I ask for your vote. I can provide the Senate with a different perspective. I can and will be the voice I believe we all want on Capitol Hill. Thank you.